Hey, hi, and hello, Mad Ing Pyro here. Today, I promised you guys another cooking video. We are going to do a seared yellowfin tuna, kind of sashimi style. And I say kind of because it's seared. It's partially cooked, but not completely. So, we've got some really, really good yellowfin. And I decided that this is what I wanted to do because A, it's keto, B, it's tasty. You can use, I will not be using wasabi. I do like wasabi from time to time, but I will not be using it today. I'm going with straight soy because I really want the flavor of the tuna itself to come out. So the first thing we want to do is get our tuna. Once you get your tuna, you want to cut it down into blocks about like that. Some are a little bigger. This is weighed out as 4 ounces and 6 ounces, just so you guys can see the this thing, or the size difference for the ounces. And then you want to pat it dry as you can get it. It's going to feel a little sticky. That's a good thing. Now we're going to let that sit for a second. In the meantime, pour out some sesame seeds onto your plate. Once you do that and you have these pretty much dry but sticky, you want to go ahead and you want to press the fish down in the seeds to coat the fish with the seeds. Just like that. Now some fall off. Don't fret. Some are going to fall off. It happens. Then you take your little block here and we'll set it off to the side. That is ready to go into the pan. And you do it again. Now, some people will brush on soy sauce and mirin and all sorts of other stuff to help get those seeds to stick. I prefer not to. I like the natural flavors without being pushed in by mirin. And that mirin is very, very sweet. And there's sugar in mirin, so we're trying to stay keto friendly. And this is the way to do it. So there's that one. And don't worry, if there's a bare spot on your tuna, by all means, don't fret about it. Don't sit there and try to cover it up and cover it up and cover it up. Because you're just going to knock off the rest of your sesame seeds. So that's all there is to that. Now we're going to clean this up real quick. And here. Throw that away, please. I've got my sons helping me today because, well, let's face it, this is more than a one-person job. Go ahead and take that. Hand me my hot plate, please. And once again, we're going very simplistic with cooking-wise. We are doing the hot plate here like normal. Fire. Well, fire. And we want this hot. You don't want it burn you hot, but you want it hot. So we're going to set the pan on there, and I am using some actually really good, well, it's not really good, but it's really good to me because I like it. I'm using some grapeseed oil. Now this stuff is high temperature, and it's got a really high smoke point, so you're not going to get the burning effect that you would from, say, olive oil or something on those lines. Butter, forget it. You cannot use butter for this recipe. Absolutely impossible. So what we want to do is we want to put some grapeseed oil down in that pan. Probably, I'm going to say 2 to 3 tablespoons. You want a good layer of grapeseed oil in the pan, because you're not deep frying, but you are. So we're going to let that heat up real quick, and it shouldn't take too awful long. Oh, where's my other one of those?
It's broken.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. Sure, I do. I remember. I do. I don't remember anything. So you want anyway, you want that oil to get hot. I mean, you want it to get hot, because this fish is only going to be in there for a couple seconds, really. Oh, we're opening a new soy sauce. Those of you who like soy sauce, let me suggest one to you. It's called Lee Kum Kee. Excellent soy sauce. Definitely not, I need something. I can't remember what it was. I was going to say something and don't remember. Alright, so now what we want to do is take our tuna and stick it in there. And you saw how it started sizzling almost immediately when it hit the oil. That's where you want it. And I'm starting off with a longer edge because it'll be easier to grab. Take that and clean it off too. I'm going to need that. So you want to sear, and then you want to turn and set up on the other side, because you just want to sear this stuff. If you're paying the price for this tuna fish, you're going to understand why you're just searing it. Tuna is expensive. This tuna, anyway, was very expensive. It is sushi grade. So you want it seared, but not cooked all the way through. So this is going to happen really quickly. Okay? I mean, this piece, no lie, is almost done. That's how fast this happens. Actually, this whole recipe is almost done. Believe it or not. Yeah, it happens that quickly. Alright. Like I said, you want to sear the outside of it, and only for a second. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this. You barely just want to sear the stuff. I know it seems like a lot of work for barely cooking it. But I promise you the end result's going to be wonderful. Go ahead and take my pan, please, and take the hot plate. And get me some plates. I gotta cut and serve here. Alright. So now we have this barely cooked tuna, right? And it's still, believe me, I'm wearing gloves, but it is still very hot on the outside. Even though it's only partially cooked. Give me a real plate. So what we're going to do now is basically take one of our little blocks here. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty dish. And we're going to slice it very thinly, straight down through it, just like that. And if you look, you got that perfect, absolutely perfect pink center. Just like that. And you can see how deep the heat penetrated when you look at it. It doesn't go in very far, but that's what you want. That's exactly what you want. That one's going to be a little thick, but that's okay. And again, you want to kind of be gentle with your fish. And this is, just so you know, this is a 4 ounce serving. So, and that's the recommended serving on this particular tuna is 4 ounces. So what we're going to do now is we're going to plate in little rounds like that. And this stuff is, the recipe itself is really good to begin with, but the flavor of it is just outrageous. Outrageous. Once again, I wish you could smell it because it smells really good. So we're going to do that plate, and I'm not going to plate the other part because I haven't quite gotten here yet. I'm only going to plate one portion of it right now. And wipe up that juice and oil. Wipe my knives off. These knives are yes, they are actual sushi knives. I have real sushi blades. Set that over there, please. Now we have Normally I would put like a hunk of wasabi over here. I just, one, I don't have any wasabi, and two, I'm just not in the mood for it today anyway. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to kind of drizzle a little bit of soy on the plate here, just to make it kind of pretty and artsy. And then we're going to add just a little bit of soy to the tuna itself, just like that. And that is your sesame seared yellowfin tuna. And it's, like I said, it's phenomenal. High protein, low fat, unfortunately, but really good. So, highly suggested. And there's your recipe for today. I'm going to try to do 2 or 3 recipes a week if I can, and I'll let you guys see how I do it and what I do and all that stuff. But right now, my mouth is watering so bad. I'm going to try it. Ready? Again, seared yellow tuna with sesame. It tastes, yeah, it tastes phenomenal. But it's almost like eating beef. And that's not even a joke. It's got that rich flavor. It's got the texture of good beef. It's wonderful. Highly suggested. So I will, I'm going to call it there, and I'm going to eat my lunch, which is this. And I'll see you guys here in a bit. Get healthy, get happy. See you later.